Hello guys, alright, it's video. Today is day 29, season 2 on the model farm, so let's get into it. Starting off down here, just got the 7740 parked up in the shed. Nothing really new. I think the farmer's thinking of selling that sheep trailer now. He's made his decision. I don't think he's really made his decision on the Keenan yet. He's thinking he doesn't really need it, because he could just put a bale in front of the feeder barrier or a bucket load of silage. Doesn't really need the mixer. When another farmer could use it possibly. So just thinking of little things like that. Just so he doesn't have too much kit lying about doing nothing. That could be money spent towards doing up a tractor or fixing tractors and stuff like that. Then we got the ducks, loving the farmer's son's eyes 200. Now I've been speaking to him recently. Said he's gonna, within the next couple of months, he's thinking of tinting the windows for sure. So within the next couple of months, I imagine this will be tinted, which will make it look a whole lot different. I reckon a window sticker on the front there, and that maybe fully lowered is slightly lowered. Maybe she was fully lowered, maybe on bags. Pretty sick. But there's this car, and you don't have to do up a car, and if you scratch it or crash it, all your money's down the drain. So see what happens with that. In the shed, nothing really new. Just got the telehandler here in the sick bay. Just having a check over really. She's been doing quite a bit. She's got a big job on next week. So they're making sure she's running and everything. So I think it's about a 2-day job. So she'll need to be running smoothly. So she's in a sick bay waiting to get checked over. He's also thinking, does he really need the double bale lifter, the bale trailer and the bale spikes? Because obviously he's not really carting much. The bale trailer makes sense, because obviously he does have a field that he just bales in, that he carts away from. That's away from the farm, which makes sense. Double bale lifter is not too sure on what he has. Obviously the bale spikes that can go on the front of this for 6616. He's a bit sort of thinking, does he really need this, does he really need that? Which makes sense, because it was just sat in the yard doing nothing, may as well not have it at all. But then again, not everything can be used all year round, so it depends. So yeah, just thinking little things like that. I don't blame him, to be honest. He could be making a bit of money off them if he just sells them, in my view. So yeah, we'll see what goes on there. Nothing new, just got the tractors parked up in the shed there. Then we've got the farmer's son, just in the 7530, about to hop out and drop the ramps. Taking off the mini digger off the low loader after bringing it back from a job. Just been hired out someone's hired it out. Farmer's a bit iffy about it, because obviously, if someone doesn't actually know how to use a digger, they're not the one paying for it. He is, so he's a bit iffy about getting someone else to, he likes to be the one to do it, so he knows what he's doing, so he knows it's not going to break. Luckily, he's done it a couple of times now, and luckily it hasn't broken on him, but all it takes is one person who's not experienced with diggers, and there'll be an expensive bill coming your way. But yeah, so he's just unloading it there. Said he's very happy with the farmer's son's idea to whack a light bar on the top. Just helps on the later nights in the winter, because obviously he's got one on the back, 2 on the front, but the light bar actually does help him see a lot further than those 2 front lights. So it's definitely worth it, and same with the quad in the winter. So farmer's son's on a good idea there. In the shed, just got the pallet forks, muck spreader, Keenan bucket, and all the hurdles and that put away after the shearing. The wool has already been stored away at the other farm till the prices go a little bit higher. But it was about a bag and a half, nearly 2 bags full of wool, so pretty decent. That's including the sheep a couple of sheep he has at the other farm, which isn't many. It's about 10 if that. So yeah, we've got the South trailer and buck rake still sat in the pit, sorry, doing nothing. Then we got Farmer in the T6080 with the Mikhail bale wrapper on the back, going into the yard after wrapping some bales for someone. They're starting to think that this summer's getting busier and busier. In August, apparently they're mega busy. They said they were just able to fit in their own silage and bales, so they must be flat out pretty much all the time, which is obviously good that the farmer's son's left school, and obviously even if he hadn't, he would have been on school holidays by now. So yeah, but obviously the farmer's son does get paid for little odd jobs, but I do believe he works. I don't know what it is, but I imagine he works, because he's probably about 17 if he's left school, so he probably will be doing some sort of job. But yeah, Farmer saying how nice T6080 looks with the weight. Again, Farmer's son idea. At this point, he's going to get his dad kitting out every single tractor. But they're also thinking maybe bigger tyres on that would look quite nice. But also you need to get the right ones, because the ones that are on the muck spreader are a bit too big. Yeah, just a little bit bigger I think would look quite nice. But you know, you've got to think about it that it is his money, so he can't just go spend it all the time, although he wants to, you know, put bigger tyres on it. Is it really worth it, you know, when you could be spending that on fixing a tractor and stuff like that? But there you go. Very nice setup going into the yard there. And we've got nothing new here with the bales, the sort of trailer park as I like to call it. But yeah, just waiting for the next use, which the bale trailer, like I said, will be used again with the telehandler next week, and probably one of the tractors. So possibly the double bale lifter as well. So it'll be all free baling equipment here will be used next week, potentially. So decent bit of money coming in next week then. Then you've got all the sheep here. Got a couple of sheep in the corner here, shading themselves from the sun. And as you can tell by the fields, they look absolutely dry. We need to have rain. I think we're due rain soon, which is good, because the ground is just way too dry. The grass is just crumbling. You even try and pick up a bit of grass, you'd be lucky if it doesn't crumble beneath your fingers. That's how dry it is. So yeah, a bit of rain would do the job. And same with the cows, the field's even worse. And you got a couple cows getting a bit of a drink there. But yeah, this sort of patch here is quite bad. A lot drier than that field. In fact, it's bold. But you've obviously got the farmer is thinking of potentially reseeding the grass in this field. Not sure if he will, but he's considering it. Not necessarily that field. He'd like to do both, but obviously this one needs it more. So we'll see what happens there. As it's not looking good. Even in the winter, he said he thinks he's had more grass then in the winter than he has right now in the summer, which is mad because that's just how dry it is. And in the winter, obviously, the grass is slightly longer, but still quite short. But that's mad that the grass is taller in the winter than it is right now. Just shows how dry it is and how little grass there is. So a bit of rain wouldn't do any harm for the animals and for the ground, really. And here we've got 6290 that I've spent a bit of time getting out. Well, massive beacons and air horns that. Heading down the road with Kale Rake, just coming back from doing a bit of raking. And you got biggest combine in the area, TR 1990. Believe it or not, it's not the contractors because they don't do harvest, but goodness knows how long. I think that header is probably the length of the road, to be honest, or over half at least. This bit of road here. Header trailer's probably ahead or behind, but he's just heading for his last field, well, for today anyway. Then you've got 195 Case Puma with Kane, the black grain trailer on the back, with a load of wheat. Well, the last load of wheat for today. Taking that back to the yard. And probably won't be the last load of wheat for them this year. I've not really seen many combines. I've seen a bunch of grain trailers. Yeah, but not really seen many combines out. And a couple of balers. I also did a little bit to the grain trailer there. I had a little ladder from a Premier kit, just to make it look a bit more realistic, I guess. So yeah, so much for the guys. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and bye.